At noon, college students are digging into their pockets to cover the cost of tuition. Coming up, which schools around the state are more expensive than others? Plus, providing dementia patients with the best care possible. In minutes, efforts from state leaders to keep that program up and running. And state lawmakers heating up the court. Later in the show, a look at the annual matchup geared towards helping the kids. This is THP 11 News at noon. Well, good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Jurnee Taylor. We begin the afternoon with a story we've been following since the start. It involves the ongoing investigation into a federal raid resulting in the death of former Little Rock Airport Director Brian Malinowski. Placed at the center of scrutiny, the ATF, who initiated a search at Malinowski's home back in March. Let's take you back to the beginning. This doorbell footage shows federal agents arriving to Malinowski's home the morning of March 19th. Moments after, things turned ugly and Malinowski fired at agents who then fired back, leading to his death. The ATF now in the hot seat after it was revealed they were not wearing body cameras.
It's shocking because they have a mandatory policy that requires ATF to wear body-worn cameras anytime they're executing a planned search warrant.
The ATF says that policy has not yet been implemented across Arkansas. And according to the search warrant, those agents were hoping to find guns they believe Malinowski had been selling without a proper license.
There's no rule about how many guns you can sell or the time period you can sell them or how much money you can make. It's anybody's guess.
The investigation has now gone beyond the scope of Arkansas as the House Judiciary Committee wants all documentation of the investigation no later than May 6. Well, shifting gears now, we now want to send things over to meteorologist Nathan Scott on this beautiful Tuesday. Good afternoon, Nathan. How are you?
Good afternoon, Jurnee. I'm doing great. We've got beautiful weather out there on your Tuesday, lots of blue sky. Get outside, enjoy this. Changes will be arriving here as we go into the rest of the work week. But temperatures right now, they are delightful. Into the upper 60s, low 70s, wall-to-wall sunshine across the state of Arkansas. And the 24-hour temperature difference, the numbers are about 6 to as much as 12 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. Also on the breezy side, we have those winds kicking in from the southwest about 10 to as high as 20 miles per hour. That is a warm air moving in from the southwest. So temperatures today will be into the mid to upper 70s. Some locations could warm up to 80 degrees. More warm air is heading our direction. Along with that, more humidity, and the weather becomes more unsettled. Look at your rain chances over the next several days. They will be going up. Along with that, we do have the potential we could see some spicy storms. I'll let you know which day has the best chance of that happening coming up.
The criminal trial of former President Donald Trump continues into day 6. With opening statements out of the way, Michael George has more on the arguments being heard today.
On the way into court, former President Trump blasted President Biden and college campus protests against the Israel-Hamas war.
What's going on is a disgrace to our country, and it's all Biden's fault, and everybody knows it.
He made no mention of his criminal trial, where he's required to be as the 2024 presidential campaign marches on. In court Tuesday, Trump's comments about potential witnesses were the first order of business. Prosecutors say he violated the judge's gag order 10 times, including comments about his former fixer, Michael Cohen.
The entire opening statement time, both lawyers talked about Michael Cohen. So doesn't he have a right, Donald Trump, to talk about what went on in court?
Prosecutors then called David Pecker back to the stand. They're expected to ask the former National Enquirer publisher about a 2015 meeting he attended with Trump and Cohen, where they allegedly worked out a plan to conceal negative information regarding Trump's alleged sexual encounter with former adult film star Stormy Daniels. Prosecutors Monday called it a payoff to conceal election fraud. Trump's defense insists he didn't commit any crime and argued there's nothing wrong with trying to influence an election. It's called democracy. Trump has said he'll take the stand, but may not after the judge ruled prosecutors can question him about recent civil trials he's lost.
That really makes it a risky move and one that I think he would likely only take if the prosecution's case just looks unbeatable.
The trial is expected to last at least 5 more weeks. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Well, as that continues to play out across the country, college campuses have become the site of chaos. This is video showing police clashing with students who are protesting against the ongoing war in Gaza. It's a site that has spread to multiple campuses throughout the U.S. and stems from anger over what's happening overseas, as well as fearful Jewish students following incidents of anti-Semitism.
Many of the people you see here today are Jewish. Anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism are two very different things.
The issues that we are trying to address for Jewish students and other students are not about speech, they're about conduct.
President Biden has since condemned those anti-Semitic comments directed at Jewish students. Back at home, law enforcement is increasing their efforts to rid the streets of illegal drugs. That the need to halt this growing epidemic prompted the Interstate Criminal Patrol led by the Arkansas State Police. In the last year, the amount of drugs seized by the unit totals out to $27.7 million. And according to top U.S. officials, they don't plan to slow down anytime soon.
If we can try to do our part to keep the large dealers out of our state or punish the ones who do come into our state, that's going to continue to be our mission because public safety is our #1 priority.
Officials say as long as the drug market is there, they will be too, hoping to cut down on illegal contraband and save lives. Before you know it, school will be letting out for a summer break, and to make sure kids stay fed, applications open for the summer EBT benefits. Those benefits will allow qualifying households to receive $120 per child on a pre-loaded card. Applications are live right now on ar.gov, but of course, we've made that information easy to find. All you have to do is visit our website, thv11.com. Now here's a better look at how you can find this information. You start by visiting our homepage, that's thv11.com, what you see here, and it should appear on our homepage. If not, simply click the search button and type Summer EBT, then click on the first story that pops up. There you'll find links to the application and further details on how you can qualify. Governor Sanders' popularity is taking a hit among Arkansas voters. New poll data shows her approval rating on a steady decline. Reports showing Sanders' approval rating has dropped 56%, or dropped to 56%. That's compared to when it was 61% at the start of her term as governor. As for her disapproval rating, that went up to 35% versus 27% when she first started the gig. Meanwhile, the Board of Corrections has yet to catch a break from state lawmakers. On Monday, state leaders questioned the board's decision to hire its own lawyer and fire its former secretary. Back in December, a committee vote failed, which tried to force the board to hire a new attorney to replace the one they had already hired. A sea of students will be in attendance at the state capitol for STEM Day. Leaders will host more than 70 students from all corners of the state today, a day most have been waiting for as they finally get the chance to present STEM-related projects that they've been in the works for some time. The U.S. Education Secretary will make a stop in Central Arkansas today and plans to talk money during a debt forgiveness roundtable. Miguel Cardona will talk firsthand with borrowers who have already been approved for debt relief. Once that wraps, Cardona will then visit a fast food clinic for high school seniors at Central High School. So far, the Biden administration has canceled nearly $146 billion worth of student debt for millions of Americans. Rising tuition costs could be the reason more folks are finding themselves in student loan debt, a trend we're seeing across some schools in Arkansas. Current students may already be feeling the heat, especially at the University of Arkansas, UCA, and U of A at Fort Smith, all seeing a trend of rising costs over the past few years. A bit of good news, though. Places like Arkansas Tech are choosing not to raise their prices and hope it allows them to attract more students.
You want to maintain that quality, but then you've also got to balance that against affordability. And so at Arkansas Tech for next year, made the decision to just be able to focus all of our attention and all of our energy on maintaining that affordability part, and with the knowledge that with the excellence of our faculty and our staff and just the human beings that come to Arkansas Tech every day, we feel like we can really hang on to the quality side that way.
You may also want to consider Henderson State, as their prices have gone down 6% over the last 5 years. A warming planet firing off concerns for scientists across the globe. What experts are doing to maintain life at the bottom of our oceans.
And it's a beautiful Tuesday all throughout central Arkansas, but the weather becomes much more active going into the rest of the work week. I'll have more on the timing and impacts of the next round of storms coming up.